Hello, Internet, and welcome to ProduceCast episode 12, where all our voting is 100% scandal-free or your money back.
That's a lie. I only vote for IOI. I've been paid. I'm the most biased voter in the world.
Sure. Okay, so if for anyone that missed whatever happened to us in terms of reviewing Produce X101, that sort of thing, where we've been for the past month or so, I'll just explain. So we were supposed to...
It's been like 4 months ago.
I don't know.
It was like April. It was April, so it was 5 months ago.
Yeah, something like that. So basically we were supposed to go through Produce X101. Work stuff happened. I work a full-time job. I design shoes. So my schedule can get a bit hectic at times. I can sometimes have to work more than 8 hours, that sort of thing. So I wasn't able to keep up with either anything like with Truly Daebak. I had to get other people to cover for me, so yeah, that's why we kind of fell off of it. And I think at this point it's just kind of too late to go back and watch it. I mean, maybe I should, just on my own time, just to see where everything else progressed to. But yeah, I don't think we'll end up going back and watching or reviewing it. Sorry, but I mean, we will. I promise we'll still continue to cover X1 and Produce X101 related things, of which there are many a topic in terms of Produce X101.
One of these days, I gotta go back and just do the season 1 watch along.
Yeah,
I feel like at this point I should just do it on my own.
Yeah, you should just do it on your own, because I should probably watch it too.
I was to say, if nobody else wants to do it, I should do it like Mystery Science Theater, where I watch it and record myself, and then people can watch it and listen to me at the same time.
Yeah, that'd be fun. If you're interested in that, let us know in the comments. I mean, especially with IOI's comeback coming up, no better time to sort of go back and watch season 1.
To that.
So, yeah, that's the story. We're going to just review their stuff going here forward. Whenever the next Produce show happens in Korea, I don't think we have time to review Produce 101 Japan, but next Korean season, if there is one.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. If there is one, we'll definitely be on top of that. On this episode of ProduceCast, we're going to be reviewing X1's new debut mini album, Emergency Quantum Leap. But before we get into that, please subscribe to us here at youtube.com/trulydaebak, especially if you want to see the next episode of ProduceCast, which is where we'll review IZ*ONE's new Japanese single album, Vampire. So that should be coming up in a few weeks. You can follow us on Spotify if you want to listen to audio versions. You can also rate us on Apple Podcasts, listen to us on Google Play, Stitcher, wherever, RSS feeds are sort of populated, that sort of thing. You can reach out to us on Twitter you can reach us at Truly Daebak. And of course, as always, join our Discord, link in the description. Discord is mucho lit, as always.
Mucho lit.
So, that out of the way, I should introduce my co-host. The only thing greater than his love for IOI is his love of buying all of their albums multiple times. The IOI master himself, Nathan Swisher.
Well, this one only had one version, so I don't.
Yeah, did you buy wasn't there was it a Daya album, or was it I forget.
Don't talk about Daya's debut album, and it cost me $120.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, it's super rare.
Oh god,
it was impossible to find.
You're too far gone.
God. You're like my thunder, my lightsaber. I had to. They had good English lyrics.
Yeah, they had good English lyrics. So
talking about lightsabers.
Speaking of English lyrics and music, let's get into the review of X1 and their new mini album, Emergency Quantum Leap. I don't know what the emergency is, and I don't know what they have to do with Quantum Leap for. But anyway, starting us off, we have the intro, which is called Stand Up. And I mean, it's kind of gratuitous to call this an intro, if you ask me. This is just basically a full song already. It's over 2 minutes.
I was say it's like 2.5 minutes, so
yeah,
it's not quite a full-length song, but I mean, you can't complain though. We always ask to make the intros full songs, so they listened.
Yeah, they listened, and it's pretty much my second favorite song on the entire MIDI album, just for good measure. So, this is an intro track. I think pretty much every Produce group has done an intro of sorts or some type of intro track for their album. So, continue kind of a tradition here. Just the parts I love about this mostly are like there's this like really nice guitar part that kicks in during like the oh la 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 la, or there's like the nice part with a piano like sort of leading up into like the intro and that sort of thing. It's so much more fleshed out than you'd expect from what somebody would call like an intro track. Like there's a lot they put a lot more thought into this than like normal people would. It's usually just like sort of be just like an instrumental or anything, and there's like all these vocals or whatever. This is produced by Hwang Hyun, who is from Mono Tree, and Park Chol-yeon. We'll get to a bit of Mono Tree later, but yeah, this again, like I said, it's probably my second favorite on the entire mini. It's that good, even if it's just an intro.
Yeah, it's got a nice, like, fun, funky guitar intro. Like, the song itself has, like, a fun, funky guitar intro. I like you said, that's got a cool electric guitar section. It's a good bass line all over, just, like, the funky vocals and, like, pretty good rapping. I was surprised on this album that the rappers for this group did a really good job. Mm-hmm. And then like you mentioned, the chorus is really catchy. It's got lyrics you can sing along to. It's got that electric guitar part that catches your ear. And I thought it was a good call to make it a longer intro and basically almost a full song. Yeah. Because we always ask for that anyway.
Moving on, we have the actual like lead single off of this mini album entitled "Flash." I don't think anyone knows where that's from anyway.
You can't not. If people don't know what Flash Gordon is, I'm gonna be sad.
I know. This one was produced by Score, Megatone, 1 star of Mono Tree, and 88247. So, again, to sort of preface this sort of review as well, compared to like previous like IOI 101, Eyes 1, I don't know the members as intimately as I probably should be doing this review. Like the only people I could sort of like know or recognize by face is like Dongpyo and Johan. That's it. So I have a lot of learning to do. That being said, I just keep in mind in terms of like why I'm not like commenting on like, oh, who's my bias? Oh, like who do I think was like good at dancing and singing? Because I really don't know at this point. But I mean, I will just still comment on the music. Again, it was produced by someone who's from Mono Tree, 1 star. So it made total, like the first second I listened to this song, it made total sense. Because, you know, they like Mono Tree's production style, they have like a pretty like distinct like type of synth that they love using. It's got, you know, you hear a lot of the same DNA in this song as like in Luna's Butterfly or ONF's We Must Love from back earlier in the year. So again, both songs I loved a lot. So yeah, that's definitely good. A good track already. There. And again, like, I was sort of in the same boat with Eyes 1, that I was just so afraid that they're just going to be like an IOI clone, and that didn't end up being the case. And then much in the same vein, I kind of had apprehensions about, oh, are they just going to just follow in the footsteps of 101 to a T? And I'm glad, you know, all of my fears have just sort of been averted just listening to this immediately. I mean, it does share a bit of the same DNA in terms of just like the style of music, but they definitely go way more into like this future bass type of thing. Like they had like a drop chorus type of sort of thing. And you know me, I am like the biggest fan of future bass out there, so this song was a home run from the first time I listened to it. It also seemed the group seems pretty balanced so far, at least in terms of like who's good at vocals, who's good at like rapping, like dancers and that sort of thing. So that's always something you like out of especially produce groups where you're literally at the mercy of the voting public, or not the voting public. Well,
you're at the mercy of Mnet's vote manipulation.
Oh yeah, so I do like that, because a lot of groups, they usually tend to either lack in one or the other, but there seems to be a pretty good balance here. I think I'm very rarely a person that cares more about visuals than I do about music, but it's almost hard to ignore just how impactful the visual, like the whole like visual package of this group is. Just from the outfits are incredible, probably some of the best styling I've seen from a debut like produce group at all. Just like it's really cool cinematography. Again, the song's called Flash, so they use a lot of like dark backgrounds, dark things, and then they like the contrast, again, the color of the outfits and the background lights and everything. So there's a lot of detail and thought put into what they're doing in terms of cinematography. It's just really clean looking. Also, just like the choreography itself is clean as well. Just some of the like nicest stuff I've seen. Again, it's kind of different in that, because a lot of at least with like 101 and Eyes One, they had like it relied a lot on point choreography, but this I don't really think has a point choreography, so to speak. So it's different in that sort of way, but I still thought it was clean, and I thought it was it was cohesive and went well with the song itself. So again, just sort of having like apprehensions about not watching the show and like all the drama and everything. I thought this like I had no idea what to expect with the debut, but I'm pleasantly surprised by how much I ended up enjoying this, in all honesty. So, yeah, I mean, like, it's so far, like I put my way too early like rankings on it. I put this like right up there with how much I love like Energetic and Lavi and Rose. Basically, like the only Produce like debut song I don't like.
Say not Dream Girls.
No, I put Crush above Dream Girls.
Flixer's 11 out of 10 in the IOI.
I can't. But I mean. Yeah, I think you could make an argument about the quality of the shows, like the actual show itself, like having like being decreased or whatever, or not being consistent. But like the music, if anything, the music feels like it's getting better or more consistent, especially since they have a lot more infrastructure around it now that they have Swing Entertainment. They were under Swing Entertainment now that 101's disbanded. So I mean, between Swing Entertainment and like Off the Record, I think they're just doing an incredible job with how they're managing these produce groups. So. What'd you think, Nate?
Yeah, I thought it was great. I love the Sam Fisher cameo. But
oh yeah, because it's just beep.
Yeah, it has if you don't know, Sam Fisher is from Splinter Cell, which is a video game, but he has like night vision goggles, and they make that really high pitched like beep, and they do that in this song a couple times. So I instantly thought of Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell confirmed by X1.
I thought it was a good call going for that like EDM feature based sound. There's a little bit of like deep house in there, like a couple like the verses, like part of the 100%. Verses have like a deep house instrumentals going on, and I think there's just a ton of great like synths mixed in of a bunch of different types, and it really flows really well. Like I said before with the last song, I think the rap line stood out to me. I think they're really good, and I really like their style. But yeah, overall, I think it's a great song. Like you said, I mean, Lavi and Rose and Energetic are both 10 out of 10s for me.
Yeah.
Dream Girls is like an 8, but that's a biased 8 for me. But yeah, I think this would definitely like be up there with a lot closer to Lavi and Rose and Energetic than Dream Girls. And then for the styling and the music video, I thought it was amazing. It has some really nice and like fairly high budget, like sci-fi type effects and props, and they've got like the butterfly and like the kite and stuff. Like all of it looked really like high quality. It didn't look cheesy. And then like you said, the use of like the black and white and then the red to accent it all looked great. The outfits look amazing, and the choreo, like you said, is really clean and really good. So yeah, overall, really, really good debut.
Moving on, we have Like Always. So this was produced by Jung Ho-hyun of E1 and Uno Bucks. So again, as a big fan of mechanical keyboards, I have to appreciate. I thought it was you at first, Nate. I was like, oh, like the mechanical keyboard typing at the beginning of the song.
Oh yeah.
So I love that sort of detail. Also, again, another part I really love about this song, it has like these really nice like watery sounding like synth, like do 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 do. Like they have a. It's definitely sort of a trend to like E1 in terms of how they sort of do production. So really like that. Yeah, I think this was a great song to follow up Flash with. It's got that kind of similar like house, electro pop type of vibe to it. So again, I feel like that's sort of like the concept they're going with here. Definitely something that seems to be a strong suit for them as a group. So yeah, just another song I enjoyed a lot.
Yeah, I think the song, like you said, it's definitely got a bit of like that Tropical House vibe at the beginning, and then it picks up more into a like synth pop electronic style beat. It just goes a lot more like electro pop style, like you said. But yeah, I like that little mix. I think the vocals are very like classic poppy boy group vocals. The rap actually, at least one of the rappers definitely gave me a bit of like an NCT style vibe. Like sounded similar to Mark in terms of like his tone. So that stood out, and that was over like the Tropical House style beat that comes back later on. So that stood out to me, and then I really like the clapping building to the chorus. I thought that worked really well for this song.
Yeah, this song does both. This and Flash do a good job of sort of building up that energy. Again, it's like EDM, like house type of song, so that's sort of the main point of it. So yeah, they did a really good job in terms of production for that.
Yeah.
Next, we have a ballad entitled "I'm Here for You." So it is a ballad. It's actually a pretty good ballad, surprisingly. Because I don't know, it just felt kind of different or unusual compared to what I'm used to hearing from like boy group ballads. Because like usually, like again, they have like particular type of style of boy group ballad that most boy groups tend to do. But this sounds more something like I'd hear on either an OST from like a drama or something that you'd hear from a girl group. Because maybe it's the instrumentation, because there's like a lot of strings and like it sort of swells and that sort of type of deal. Like usually like boy group ballads are some type of like maybe like they have like a bit of hip hop in it, or just kind of like more of an electronic type of thing. I don't know, or just maybe acoustic. I'm thinking like maybe some like Big Bang type of ballad thing.
Yeah,
so
more like the sentimental like acoustic style stuff.
Yeah,
not
so
straight ballad.
Yeah, for them to do a straight ballad like this kind of caught me off guard a bit. And again, I enjoyed it because I think it's good for every album to have some type of vocal showcase. You don't get to always show it off in a song like Flash, that type of thing.
Yeah, they're all dance focused.
Yeah, but I'd say, yeah, it's pretty faithful to sort of the style of music they're going for. They don't try to ham fist like a rap break too long into here, which I think maybe that's why I don't like boy group ballads a lot, is they try to ham fist a lot of like sort of more poppy elements into it as opposed to just keeping it like a pure ballad like this. So yeah, I think this did its job of sort of showcasing the vocals and just sort of should have like showing a different side of the group.
Yeah. So I didn't like it quite as much, but I like those kinds of like sentimental acoustic, like Big Bang style like ballads. So I agree. I think it's interesting for them to do a different type of ballad, and I think their vocals are very good. And like you said, the instrumentals are a nice mix of like strings and piano, but to me it didn't stand out that much. I think my biggest problem, my two main problems with the song is for me it felt too long. It's almost 5 minutes long.
It's almost 5 minutes.
Which is very long for a K-pop song, just in general. And then a ballad, like, already feels longer than a normal K-pop song.
Yeah. So,
like, it definitely felt like it was going on too long, in my opinion. And then I don't think it builds enough. I think almost the first half of the song is, like, the exact same, like, intensity level. And then when it does build, it builds during the rap, but then it drops back down again, and then it builds a little bit again, and then it drops back down again, and it's just like, it felt like too much of the song was the same intensity level. I wanted it to move and swell more and just have more levels. It just felt too samey, and then on top of it being like that didn't help it feeling super long.
Even a modulation probably could have helped towards the end.
Yeah, exactly. It just felt too samey. I think it's a good ballad. I think their vocals are very good, and I like the instrumentals, but it just felt like it dragged on a little too long for me.
Next, we have You Got It, which is first of the two concept songs that they sort of decided to remake with all the members of X1. Judging from our Discord, again, join our Discord if you want to talk about X1. I think Satsi said that there was no never/rumor situation where like the best song didn't win sort of thing, where like You Got It was the one that was first place, and you felt that it was still a pretty good. They felt that it was still a pretty good song to sort of take it. Nothing got snubbed basically. So about damn time, because that's how I felt like for season 2 of Produce 101, and then for Produce 48. where like the more popular song, or the song that won, doesn't even get performed by the group anymore, whereas like
Rumor does,
where like Rumor is performed by IZ*ONE all the time. 101 did never, like all the time, so it's funny. Hopefully, I'm guessing they'll be performing these two.
Yeah, it was funny because like none of the IOI songs really got popular. Like
the
ones that got popular were the ones from the final, like When the Cherry Blossoms Fade was the song that got really popular for them, which was during the finale. It wasn't during the concept.
Yeah, I should go back and check it or listen to what the final songs were, but I mean,
I don't even remember which one won. I think Yum Yum might have won because Somi was on that. I don't know. Oh no! In the same place won. Like, okay. Then that part of the Jin Young trilogy with When Cherry Blossoms Fade.
Yeah, so it seems like they go back and forth as to whether to use the concept singles or like the finale songs. So in this case, they're using the concept ones. So this one was produced by Nohul, Son Alexander, Drew Ryan Scott, Egenius, lyrics by Keegan, who is of a sort of older boy group called Phantom, a former boy group. I think I remember he had like his one of the members was a cousin of like a rapper or something. So like I mentioned before, this won first place for concept. So I like this one a lot. Obviously, again, they go back to more of the feature-based instrumentals like we had on Flash. It's just you're talking about like impact and everything in terms of music. The drops that like the style of like drop that they do is definitely a bit different, has a lot more lyrics to it. I do like this though still because it's just really impactful the way that the sort of the vocals come in. Kind of reminds me of some stuff that like Newest does. Newest does a lot of like feature based, like with like Love Paint or whatever. Yeah, I think that's probably the song this reminds me a lot of the most, like Love Paint, that type of thing. So that's gonna be a big bonus for me. That's probably my favorite Newest song. So yeah, just pretty good choice of songs. Not one just to win, and also for them to sort of adapt for the full group.
Yeah. No, yeah, I thought this was great. I think it's another fun EDM song. It fits same style as like Flash. I really like the start. I like that it starts with a rap intro, and then it builds to the chorus. I felt overall it's like you said, it's very reminiscent of what like boy groups do. It's standard like boy group high intensity song, or like dance song. But I think it's a good one. I don't like just because it's been done. Like it's been done before. It doesn't mean it's a bad song. But yeah, it's definitely. It wasn't something like crazy or new like the next song.
Speaking of, again, the next song we have Move, the X1 version, which is produced by Zico and Pop Time. So, I was surprised to hear that they got freaking Zico.
That's awesome.
That's a way to keep your ratings up. Get freaking Zico to produce one of the songs. Holy crap. I mean, just hear the first second I heard it, like everything from the instrumental, how they do like the chorus is essentially just a rap line, the chanting. He basically gave him a Block B song, and it's fucking amazing. It's so good. Yeah. Oh my god. Like it'd probably be my favorite of the two concept like the two concept songs that they used here, but I mean, like again, You Got It's good, but this is just like next level, like insane type of thing. And I know in the past, the sort of whatever concept song was popular usually end up informing what type of music they try to do with the final group. So I hope that's the case here. I hope that they either A, reach out to Zico again to do like a single or something, or they get this type of music forward. Because again, like you've mentioned, there's a lot of good rappers in this group. There's a lot of variety in that sort of way. So you should take advantage of that with these songs from time to time. So yeah, I was not expecting to hear this at all. Like just from this group or listening to the whole thing, but. Yeah, this is a great way to end the album, or just a great concept single for them to have. It's probably one of the coolest concept singles I've heard in all my years of watching Produce 101. So yeah, just huge props to Zico. He killed it on this on the production here.
Yeah, definitely. This is probably my favorite song on the album. I really like. So it's funny because like you said, it's very much like a Block B style song. But when it first started, it reminded me of like NCT 127 because it's super like electronic heavy instrumentals and like a really intense vocal part. So that like gave me a bit of like a NCT 127 vibe. But then like it goes into the drop chorus. It's more hip hop focused. It's definitely Block B. The pan flute was awesome. That whole
Trap
sound
flute, man.
Yeah, just like having that flute and like the little like Eastern instrumental like influences in there is always like an interesting mix up, and I thought it added a really nice flavor to it. But yeah, overall, and like I said, throughout the whole album, I was impressed by their rap line. So I think this type of song fits them well, and I really liked the song a lot. It's definitely my favorite.
Oh, I can't wait to see them at KCON like next year, assuming they come. Oh no, they'll come. Mnet needs to milk them for all they're worth.
No, eventually, like in 3 years, KCON's just gonna be all like produce groups and From Us. It's like it won't be anyone else.
That's all I need. In all
it's gonna be like IZ*ONE, X1, Japanese produce group, From Us, like whatever the next girl group.
That's all I needed.
IOI come back.
Oh, like you'd pay for like
come back.
You'd pay for like VVVVVIP or whatever if it was IOI.
Oh yeah, if IOI is there, I'm spending the $3,000 or whatever to get the platinum package.
So that does it for our thoughts on the songs. Time to move into scores. If this is your first time listening to our album reviews, we scored out of a 10-point system with a maximum of 7 points going to the music and a maximum of 3 points going to concept, which includes visuals, sort of outfits, choreography, cinematography, the album art, that sort of thing. So on my end, I'm giving it. I usually split my single and album right down the middle, so of the 7 points. So this is getting my maximum of the maximums, 3.5 out of 3.5 for the single, just because Flash might be one. Like, it feels like it's always hard to say like what like insert here is in the running for song of the year or whatever, but I feel like this could be up there for me because again, maybe it's just because I wasn't expecting it so much and it caught me off guard, but this is good. Like this is good. Not this is a good song, not even just for a produce group. Like it doesn't even need that qualifier in front of it. It's just a good song, just period. So I think they'll do well. I mean, one, they're boy group, two, like produce groups always do well. So I think they've definitely secured their foothold in the market. I mean, selling 500,000 albums in a week definitely will help that. That's the thing. I guess just I'm just happy and relieved that all like the voting nonsense and like the controversy didn't end up hurting the overall quality of the group and that sort of thing. I still enjoy the music a lot. So single 3.5 out of 3.5. Album gets 3 out of 3.5. Pretty much liked almost everything here. Again, my favorites would probably be Stand Up and then Move and Like Always as well. Concept, I'm getting 2.5 out of 3. Again, really love the outfits. Wish I could have seen a bit more of the choreography, just even in the music video, as much as I enjoyed it. So
yeah,
for me, that is a total of 9 out of 10. So I'm putting it, that's right on par with what I gave IZ*ONE's previous album. So yeah, that's great start for them. I feel like they're probably going to end up in some like rookie of the year like considerations. I mean, even outside of like Mnet, I feel like it's that good of a debut for them. So just really happy with how this came out.
Yeah. For me, I gave it a 6 out of 7 for music. I think overall I really liked most of it. I think the ballad could have used a little bit of changes, and then like I said, You Got It was a good song, but it wasn't anything like standoutish in my opinion. So just dropped it for 1 point there, and then I gave them a 2.5 out of 3 for concept. Like you said, it would have been nice to see a little bit more of the choreo, but overall I think the music video and the styling was really good. So it's an 8.5 for me.
Our third man in the booth, Cooper, he's sort of someone that submits scores as well, part of Truly Daebak. So he gave it a 6 out of 7 for music and a 3 out of 3 for concept for a 9 total. And he just, like, judging from what he said it's his favorite produce like group debut album like ever. So yeah, I do have to agree with that. Yeah, it's like I do have it's probably this most well-rounded album I've heard of any produce group, because I mean even IZ*ONE and One and I have some highs and lows. Yeah, this is just overall a really well-rounded album. So doing the math, 8.5 plus 2 9s divided by 3
it's a 9, rounds up to
that
9.
Is a 9. It gets a shiny. We haven't given one in so long, and like
after we got rid of our bias point, it's a lot harder to get a shinies now.
It's so hard for it to get like. So yeah, we put like a sort of like truly.
Plus,
Daebak
we keep putting
approval.
those curmudgeon Sam and Baron on.
I wonder what I think they probably would have liked it a bit, but yeah. So I mean,
it wouldn't have gotten a shiny if they reviewed it.
Like, damn
they probably would have given it like 7s or 8s.
I call the shots on this show, so X1 gets the shiny. So you'll see that on the thumbnail or whatever. So those are our thoughts on X1's debut mini album, Emergency Quantum Leap. What did you think of the single Flash? What did you think of the album? Are you happy about their debut? Are you worried about their future because of all the controversy surrounding them? Who should we bias? Because I have no idea who I'm going to bias. I mean, I know like the default answer is going to be Dongpyo because like he's like the most like he's probably the most famous one, I guess.
I don't remember anyone from the show.
He's the DSP
the little
one.
Kid that got the center. Is that him?
That's Dongpyo.
Okay.
That's DSP's. That is DSP's like bread and butter.
Also, wasn't there like members of Uptension and Victon? I assume both made it.
Something like that. Yeah, Rip and My Teen, which rest in peace.
Oh yeah, My Teen.
Rest in peace, unfortunately. So. Yeah, just let us know your thoughts on all of that, and I guess just the entire album in the comments. So that'll do it for ProduceCast episode 12. If you liked it, please leave a thumbs up. If you want to follow what we're doing in the future, subscribe to us here at youtube.com/trulydaebak. Make sure to click the bell notification so you can see whenever we're releasing new videos. Yeah, that'll do it, I guess. We don't have any sort of upcoming announcements or whatever. I think at least in regards to ProduceCast, if you're listening to the audio version, yeah, this will be the end of the video or like the end of the file or whatever. I don't know what to refer to as. I can't call it the video. I guess end of the audio.
The end of the episode.
It's the end of the episode. Yeah, so it'll be combined. Again, if you're watching on video, you don't have to pay attention to any of that. So, thank you. Goodbye. Stay flashy.
Stay throbbingly flashy.
God, where's Splinter Cell? I love how for like the pre-chorus part, it's just they literally just scream.
Yeah, they just scream. Yeah, my favorite parts of fan chants are whenever it's screaming because it's the most so funny because
when they were doing that like during the music video, everyone was just screaming at the top of their fucking lungs, and everyone's just looking out like, what the hell are these weirdos doing?
Yeah,
it's so.